maybe this rings true for you. I can say that almost for as long as I can remember, weight has been a source of shame and embarrassment for me. In fact, I can remember the very first time I was embarrassed by the idea of weight. I'd gotten a scale at the Kmart, and I was in the hallway standing on the scale, and my father passed by and he says, "No need you weighing yourself because, you're going to be big. You're going to be big. And no matter what you do, you're always going to be big." He says, "Have you seen your mother? Have you seen your mother and your mother's sisters?" And he tells the story. He says, "I had your mother and your mother's sisters in the back of my Buick, and I could hardly drive off with my Buick because they were so big." And I remember that moment, and I carried that with me throughout my life. You're going to be big. You're going to be big. Remember your mother. Remember your aunts. And
Okay, just want to jump in and say that that's hard. And a lot of people have stories like that. You're going to be big. It's something that caused shame for Oprah that she carried throughout her life. Maybe it was traumatic for her. A lot of people get body shamed, and it is traumatic for them, and it does carry with them, and it does make them feel very nervous about their weight and their bodies. I think that, one of the real problems that we have in our society and diet culture is that you're going to be big, or like your genetics are big, that's such a big problem. Only in diet culture do we think of that as such a big problem. And is there all this like shaming and judgment around it? And if we didn't have diet culture in the background, Oprah and so many other people could have grown into their bodies as they were meant to be, their normal bodies as they were meant to be, without having to feel shame about them. So that's hard. And I relate. And I think a lot of people probably out there relate to being shamed or put down in some way, or made to feel like there's something wrong with your body, and also made to feel that like a bigger body is a bad body, even if that's just the body that you genetically had. So Oprah could have been spared a lot of pain had her, in this case, father, been more supportive of her genetics and who she was. And a lot of us could have. So that's hard.